So over the little break he had for the tuning exams, he got a little bit of training in for Sasuke with Sasuke. Yeah. And they started to build like a rival bond. And yeah. They had this kind of rivalry, friendly rivalry, that kind of thing going on. But so Naruto also has obtained 2 summons. He has obtained this summon, Kanto, that's the name of the summon, and it looks small, but it can grow to over 6 feet when it's on all 4 of its legs, and it gets like spiky fur, and its skull grows horns out of it, like the mask part, and it becomes more aggressive looking, and the tail becomes the tail flame, to be exact, becomes a lot more it's a lot bigger, and the purple on the flame becomes a little darker. And then we got the tiger, which is the same size as a cat when it goes into its big form. And yeah, it can use like wind moves and ice moves, while this one can use void and fire moves. So I'm gonna skip past when I forgot. So when like Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke are walking, they would end up seeing Konohamaru being held by his shirt by some ninja, and they looked at the headband. It was a sand ninja. And in an instant, Naruto and Sasuke were there grabbing onto Kankuro's arm and squeezing it tight, which, if they squeezed it any harder for any longer, it would have ended up snapping. And this would make Kankuro pull his arm away, and he would say, "Hey, what's your deal?" And since Naruto and Sasuke will both push him back, sending him, making him fall to the ground, saying, "What's your problem? You're attacking a kid." And not only is he just a random kid, he's also the grandson of the 3rd Hokage. So I can't allow you to hurt him. And then Kankuro would get up, getting ready to fight, and Temari would stand next to him, while Naruto would get into a position. And then, from behind Kankuro and Temari, a massive amounts of bloodlust would be released, making Sasuke frozen stiff, because he had never seen so much bloodlust before, even though he grew up around Itachi and Shisui, who were both Anbu members that kill for literally a living. So this would also make Kankuro and Temari just like frozen in fear. But Naruto would just stare at Gaara dead in his eyes. And he would start releasing bloodlust of his own, which would overpower Gaara's bloodlust and make him fearful. As the last time they had fought, the first time they fought, if anything, he was just beaten badly too. And yeah, he's pretty scared of Naruto right now. As Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura with Konohamaru continue walking away, both Temari and Kankuro are shooken up as they just seen Gaara scared for the first time in his life. And now I'm gonna skip past the writing exams and stuff, because that's pretty boring. I'm gonna go straight to the forest of death. So everything happens the same way, besides Naruto getting eaten by this, basically eaten by the snake, and he would dodge the snake, and then he would follow it to end up seeing Sasuke and Sakura, and see the snake was after them, and he would see Orochi. What? Hold up, this is loud. So when the snake would lunge at Sasuke one time to try to slam its head down on Sasuke, Naruto would say, "Void style, twin dragon." Sorry, and both the dragons would crash into the side of the head of the snake, exploding. But Naruto wasn't even using that much of his power, so it only blew the snake's head away, missing Sasuke. And he would stand next to Sasuke and say, "You owe me one." And Sasuke would just grit his teeth. After Orochimaru would then hop off of the snake and hit Sasuke with a devastating blow to the head. And then he would try to punch Naruto, but Naruto would just block the attack. And then he would start fighting Orochimaru, kicking him against the tree and then punching him straight through the tree. The snake would then turn its attention back on Sasuke, and Sasuke would activate his Sharingan, dodging the snake and jumping there, fire style. Great Sage Fireball. As a large, massive, like, dark orange with a yellow aura around it would be launched at the snake, killing it on impact. Then Sasuke would combat Orochimaru, and he would be doing fairly well until Orochimaru actually starts trying. And Orochimaru would eventually end up overpowering Sasuke. So Naruto would blitz Orochimaru, punching him, but Orochimaru blocked, but it sent him flying back into a tree. And before he could even move, Naruto grabbed his scythe, spinned it around, and launched it at Orochimaru, which Orochimaru barely dodged. But before Orochimaru could try to gain control of the situation, Naruto was right next to him, and he would kick him in the ribs. Then he would hold his arm out, and it would be filled with iron, like it would be covered in iron sand, as he would then disappear again from Orochimaru's sight and be behind him, punching him in the back, sending him flying into the air. And then he would jump above Orochimaru, kicking him back down. And Orochimaru would try to flee, but with Naruto's swift release, there wasn't many places he could go. So Naruto ended up grabbing the scroll off of him, and as he was about to deliver the final blow to knock Orochimaru out, Orochimaru had substituted away and then used his snake jutsu to run away. Well, slither away, I guess. Yeah. And he would say, "I didn't think I would have to resort to this." But he would go onto the snake cave, I forgot what it's called. It's like Ryuichi snake, the white snake cave or something. Wherever the white snake lives, I forgot. But yeah, he would go there and he would start practicing the snake sage jutsu, and not like Mitsuki's snake sage. It's like Kabuto snake sage, but instead of the snake coming out of his stomach, it comes out of his back, like kind of like a tail. And this boosts his power tremendously. Then, as Naruto is walking with Sakura and Sasuke, 3 sound ninja would start trying to attack them. And one of them, with spiky hair, would jump down from above Naruto, and Naruto would look up and say, "Void style, combust," and he would burst into flames, dark purple and black flames, and the flames would be so large that it would catch onto the other 2, but they were just able to put it out when they fell on the ground, extinguishing this tiny flame that was on their arm. But when they got up, they would see that their arms had massive burn marks, and the burn marks had little purple dots on them, which stung badly, and it left an after-burning feeling. Then Sasuke would go after the other guy that had a sound gauntlet thing, and he would activate his Sharingan. The sound ninja tried to hit him with a sound wave powered punch, but Sasuke had dodged out of the way, grabbed his kunai, and stabbed him in the stomach. And he would then kick him in the face, knocking him out, and he would eventually die to blood loss. Then Sakura ran up to the girl, who was already weakened, and she would punch her in the face, sending her flying back. Then Sakura would jump on top of her and start wailing on her, just punching her, getting angry, saying, "How dare you try to sneak up on us? How dare you try to sneak up on Sasuke?" Because, you know, she's a simp for Sasuke. And she ends up knocking her out and walking off. And they would eventually meet Kabuto, and everything from here goes the same besides those water clone guys. Those get dealt with, like, pretty easily. And yeah. So, now we move on to, like, you know, they have a week of training before they have to, you know, start the first rounds of the actual, like, the tuning exams tournament. And all the fights would, like, matchups would be the same. And all the fights besides Gaara's fight with Rock Lee, Gaara actually wins a lot easier since he's been training for years so he can beat Naruto. So yeah, and Naruto extinguishes Kiba, and Sasuke defeats his opponent with ease. Oh, and Choji's opponent didn't make it. So yeah, because he's dead. But yeah. Now they have like a month's training, and this is where Naruto meets Jiraiya. But instead of going off to, like, different places to train with him, he would tell Jiraiya that they either train here in the Leaf Village, or he just has to go by himself. So Jiraiya would agree to train in the Leaf Village. And Naruto would become a lot stronger, even though he was on the level of Jiraiya. And he could beat him if he wanted to. He just didn't want to, so he could learn stuff from him. Because most teachers, once they find out that their student is stronger than them, they don't really teach them anything. And he would also be training with Itachi, Shisui, and Sasuke. So he has a bunch of training partners. And he also trains with the 20 Tails, which he just works on, you know, just using the 6-tail cloak a lot better. And yeah. Then the next fights, I'm just gonna cover Naruto and freaking Neji's fight. So Naruto and Neji would be like this. So Neji would, oh, sorry, something fell on my toe. We're not gonna talk about that though. So they'd be staring at each other, and the freak is this? Never mind. So they'd be staring at each other, and Neji would activate his Byakugan, which Naruto wouldn't be fazed by, as he basically has the same abilities of the Byakugan, and he would activate his Dojutsu. And in an instant, he was already in Neji's radius without Neji seeing him. And he would hit him with a gentle fist to the stomach. And this would catch Neji off guard, as he knows Naruto is in a Hyuga. Naruto would then say, 8 trigrams, 64 palms. As he would hit Neji with 64 palms so fast that not even some of the Sharingan users, as like Itachi using his 2 Tomoe and Sasuke using his 3 Tomoe, couldn't even, like, see. And Sasuke is actually early, but he's, like, waiting on top of the arena with Kakashi. And so they couldn't even see the blows being landed. And then before Neji flies off, like, gets sent back, Naruto, like, ran behind him with extreme speeds and did the palm rotation right into Neji, which made Neji, this would send Neji flying the other way, and he would stumble on the ground. But before he could get up, Naruto was already standing next to him, holding his kunai to his neck, and he would say, "Destiny doesn't exist, you moron," as he would punch him on the top of the head, like slam his fist down on top of his head, making Neji's head go into the ground, and he would get knocked out. He would stand up and walk away. Then Gaara and Naruto Sasuke's fight, it's not like Sasuke's just beating on Gaara pretty much. They're actually evenly matched, but Gaara ends up getting tired of it, and he goes into his Shukaku form. And from there, Naruto would release the Genjutsu, but he thinks Sasuke will be able to handle himself. So he ended up just going to help Hiruzen. And once the sound, not the sound, yeah, they were sound ninjas, the other sound ninjas with the curse marks, when they were, the sound 4, I think that's what their name was. But when they put up the barrier, Naruto would use his teleportation jutsu to go inside of the barrier. And he would be watching Orochimaru get ready to stab Hiruzen with his sword. But Naruto would block the sword with his scythe as he ran over there. And he would then start beating on Orochimaru. Had to walk my dog. But my mom just said take him outside in the backyard. So if you hear jingling, that's probably him. But, so he starts fighting Orochimaru. And they're going blow for blow. And Naruto's pretty surprised that at first, when he was using this much power, Orochimaru couldn't even lay a finger on him. So he would start using a little more power and start moving a bit faster. And he'd start overpowering Orochimaru. He would kick Orochimaru in the face. Then he would punch him in his chest, knocking him into the ground. And then he would do like a flip kick to the chin of Orochimaru, sending him flying far away from him. And he would end up hitting the barrier. And this would make Orochimaru be like, alright. And he would go into his snake sage mode. And he would pull out his sword once more, and Naruto would pull out his scythe and go in his sage mode. And they would start battling each other, going at blinding speeds. And Hiruzen couldn't even keep up with them anymore. And he would be astonished by Naruto's power. But eventually, Naruto got caught off guard by Orochimaru, and Orochimaru hit him with a soul link that linked his soul with Sasuke. So whatever pain Sasuke felt, Naruto felt, and whatever pain Naruto felt, Sasuke would feel. And then, all of a sudden, Naruto felt immense pain. And he didn't know why until he realized that he left Sasuke to fight Gaara all by himself. And then he would feel another sharp pain in his stomach. And it felt like he was dying, which made him worry about Sasuke. Hey, how you doing? My cousin was talking to me, sorry. And I want you guys to hear his disgusting what now I'm playing. So eventually Naruto would just teleport out of there, apologizing to Hiruzen. But then he would actually say, wait, I have an idea. So he would teleport to Itachi, and he would teleport Itachi back to Hiruzen to help. And then he would teleport away. And he starts feeling the pain again. So he runs at maximum speed. Now we cut to Gaara, who's brutally beating on Sasuke. He would then make his Shukaku arm sharp as he was getting ready to impale the bloody Sasuke. And he would launch his arm into Sasuke's stomach, but it was stopped by Naruto. And Naruto's hand was impaled, which would hurt Sasuke a lot, but it wouldn't impale his way. It wouldn't put a hole in his hand. Naruto would say, Orochimaru put us in a soul link. That's probably why you felt that pain. Because I know you're definitely confused right now. And he would pretty much be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty much what, right before passing out. And then Naruto would be flung into the air and then slammed down by Shukaku's wrong arm. As Naruto was already weakened from Orochimaru's fight, and then all the pain he took, that Sasuke took, and being impaled in the hand. So he is getting brutally beat down just like Sasuke was. And Gaara, in Shukaku's voice, after beating Naruto down ruthlessly, he would say, "Now I'm going to kill everyone." As he would feel a kunai hit his back, and he would turn around to see Sakura, and he would slap the... bro, he slapped her so hard, bro, she was into, it made an outline of her body in the ground, and she was just underground. And Naruto would say, "Don't touch her." Well, he wouldn't say that, because he, kind of already did. But he was like, you monster. Because he can't feel Sakura's chakra anymore. How could you? As he started to get up, "I'm gonna make you pay for this." As the 20-tail would start feeding all of his chakra into Naruto. And Naruto would go into a form that he couldn't even withstand at the moment. It was just that he was so angry, it didn't matter. Naruto would be giving Shukaku / Gaara the deadliest death stare of his life as his body was being burnt up. And in a flash, all of Gaara's sand that was around, his body had been broken off. And Gaara started being burnt. He was just being burnt alive. And Naruto watched. As then he went to his full Shukaku form, and the fire was only on his finger, as he was so big. And Naruto would look up with a blank expression, but you couldn't even see his mouth nor his pupils. It was just a dark red. And then the 20-tailed beast would appear, but glowing. It was glowing a bright red with black markings on it, kind of like how Kurama looks when he's in the Kurama form and he's looking golden black, but with just red and black. And it would be staring down Shukaku, looming over him with a menacing presence. Looming over him with a... Hey, stop moving your bowl. Hey. Sorry. Looming over him with a menace... Oh my god, stop moving your bowl. You're making too much noise. But he would be looming over him. And as he would lift up one of his paws and slash Shukaku in half. And this would make Gaara fall out of the body. But he wasn't done yet. He would then use one of the 3 heads and slam it into Gaara, slamming him into the ground, leaving him on the brink of death. Literally, if a tiny pebble was to fall on this man's forehead or stomach, he would die. And Naruto would then be passed out as he couldn't withstand the form any longer. Stop biting your leash. That's retarded. My god, he's being weird. Stop being weird. But, so, yeah. And Medical Ninja would take Naruto to be healed, and they would take Gaara to be healed and return him back to the Sand Village. And then they would fix up all the damages that had been done to the Leaf Village. And Hiruzen still died, even though Itachi was there. He died by blood loss. And Jiraiya tells Naruto that he needs help looking for Tsunade. And Naruto says, fine, he'll help. And I'm going to save the rest of this for probably tomorrow. Don't know if I'm going to finish it tomorrow. Stop biting your leash. Oh, it's stuck around your leg. Yeah, because you keep rolling over. Oh, bro. Sorry, I'm going to end the video.